Welcome to sunny Tucson, Arizona, where it's over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit 365 days of the year. They say Satan the devil used to play in these very streets when he was a young boy. Pesky hopes and dreams giving you a chipper disposition and a bright outlook? Have them all crushed one by one. Money burning a hole in your pocket? Oh, you don't have any money because you're in Tucson, Arizona.
I work in a drab, imaginationless, artificially lit place. Just about as far away from being conducive to the creative mindset as you can get. I do computer animation. Don't get me wrong, I feel blessed and happy to have a job, but can get a little tough sometimes when you're making about the same wages that people used to in the year 1895. There's a fire across the street. Looks like somebody's meth lab went up. Either that or somebody's opened a portal to hell. This is Tucson, so I'm guessing it's the portal. Remember when Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz said, "If I ever go looking for my heart's desire again, I won't look any further than my own backyard, because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with." Yeah, well, I got news for you, Dorothy. I don't have a backyard. I've got a front sidewalk. And I live in a van down by the river! The helicopters won't stop. They keep circling and circling and circling. And they'll keep circling until we go completely mental. If you can hear this crap, I'll just walk outside. Listen. You know what? Screw this noise. It's Christmas. I'm going to Colorado. At the end of every year, I wipe the dust off of my feet, jump in my little car, and head north to the Colorado Rockies. Goodbye, intense heat. Goodbye, excessive crime. So long, cares and worries. I shake off the slime spewed by vapid, power-hungry troglodytes, intent on stealing the wind from my sails. And for every mile I put behind me, I feel a weight drop off my weary shoulders. It's a 12-hour drive one way, but it only feels like an 11-and-a-half-hour trip. But it's worth every second of it. Because, oh, the things that you get to think and all the things that you get to see. Isn't it a blast? I remember once, years ago, when I was driving down this highway, I saw the most amazing sunrise. Of course, since I was driving east, the sun was always in my eyes, so it burned holes straight through my retinas and right out the back of my head. My car burst into flames. Along the way, I always make a pit stop in this little place called Deming, New Mexico. I always stretch my legs and fill my gas tank. It's a tiny, dusty little hole-in-the-wall town. Right. And there's a shortcut ahead that takes us north. Back when the city was founded, or town, back in the 1800s, it was nicknamed New Chicago because they thought that it was going to be really big. In fact, it should have been nicknamed Little Tiny Hole in the Wall. They raced ducks here, strangely, and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was filmed here. Just outside of Deming, there's this windmill farm. They generate electricity, and I always imagine that the giant propellers are responsible for spinning the world around on its axis. Once while driving north, I encountered a winter storm. It just started snowing, and snowing, and snowing. And then the roads got icy and slick, so we had to keep going slower and slower. After a while, it just started snowing so hard. We couldn't go any faster than 15 to 20 miles an hour for hundreds of miles. It was a blizzard. The roads were like ice. It was very dangerous. In the 5 years that I've lived in Arizona, I've made the trip over 6 times. Once while I was driving up, I stopped at a hotel and filmed a lunar eclipse. It's something that hasn't happened in almost 400 years. Things have changed slightly since then. Oh, you'll see all kinds of things as you're driving. I've seen semis jackknifed, I've seen cars flipped upside down, fast drivers, slow drivers. I've considered the weight of history. For instance, just south of Albuquerque and off to the east is Trinity, New Mexico, where the first atomic bomb was exploded. But at the end of that long 12-hour journey, after so many things have been seen, so many thoughts have been thought, I get to see my dad. My dad's an artist, and he's got this really awesome art studio with this big drum set and a massive sound system that'll make your ears explode. We always have the best time together. And then on Christmas Eve, we go to Colorado Springs, where I was born, and we look at all the familiar sights, all the things that I grew up with. There's this tree. It's filled with 1 billion lights, and it's massive. This ancient old pine tree was around when mountains were young. Oh, I can't tell you how big it is. It's magnificent. Then we'd go downtown and look at all the lights. I lived 1,000 lifetimes down here as a child. We'd rampage through the city, my friends and I. I got knocked out cold on my bike once. My brother used to throw water balloons off the building tops onto the crazy laser tag guy. Michelle's, the finest ice cream and chocolates this side of the entire planet. And right over here, I used to shine shoes at my mother's barber shop during the summertime. And right off to the right up here was Woolworths, where I bought my first Walkman cassette tape player. Inevitably, after driving around for a while, of course, we'd end up at the neighborhood and the house that I was raised in. My dad, amazing man, and my mother, the most awesome mother on the planet, got together and for some odd reason decided to have me. There I am right there, with my pop. One of these days, I'll tell you all about all the incredible stuff that happened at that amazing place. That house, that neighborhood. There's enough for 10 books. Well, of course, what's driving around on Christmas Eve without visiting the Broadmoor? Broadmoor is a very old place, Colorado Springs. Presidents have stayed there. Historic figures. It's beautiful. You gotta go there when you're there. See the Christmas lights. There's a lake behind it that freezes over that people ice skate on. And then off to Giuseppe's Depot for a spaghetti dinner that just simply could not be beat. After that, of course, well, the Christmas Eve service. Oh, these hallowed walls, whose massive stone-arched columns and timber vaults have filled me with a sense of wonder, warmth, and mystery. How I've been inspired so to seek out the greater things and eat the very marrow from all that present life has to offer. No matter how difficult things get, I can always look back and remember times like this. Times when, though I am poor in pocket, I feel like a rich man in my heart. But now it's time to go back to Arizona. Only for a little while this time, I'm sure of it.